Yeah, absolutely, sir. Sure. So students, I also wanted to ask, have your classes started yet, or it's not been started yet? Because if the classes have been started, then might be we'll also take some topics from your classes as well. Started.
The
That's
classes started yesterday, sir.
yesterday only. All right.
Yes, sir. They have started yesterday.
Okay, okay, okay. I believe in the first week you're all going to learn about the concept of actual the legal fraternity, and then you're going to we can say case study some of the important cases, and then your journey continues to be a future advocate of tomorrow, just like I've said. Again, it's not mandatory to turn on your webcam. You can switch off it if you want to. Miss Urvi Gupta is just playing with the background effects. That's good.
Excuse me, sir, if it's okay, could you please turn on your camera?
Right now, I couldn't turn it on because I'm on another machine. But yeah, Mr. Chetan Singh Gill is the host right now, so he is going to turn on his camera as well. Only general introduction is given. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Just sure. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Sure. So students, yeah, I'm going to give you the YouTube link now. Please share it with your colleagues who couldn't join in this particular meeting. So here you go.
Someone wanted to see your faces. There we are. That's my face. So I could hear everything. Thank you, Mohit, for helping me out and to buy some time.
The students are really great. They are really looking forward for an interactive session today.
I could hear everything because I was joined on that other laptop as well, so I could hear everything. I didn't want to comment on anything because I was busy creating a YouTube link over there. So, having said that, I think I also heard a few comments in pertaining to what are the expectations from SCC Online, and someone did mention that SCC Online is a pioneer of legal research. See, all those things make a lot of sense. That you must have heard about SCC. You must have, heard from your seniors, from your, if you have any family member who's been in this fraternity from a long time, he would talk about the same. I have high regards for SCC Online, and or if you would have, if you Mohit,
Sir,
you gotta
your mic is
muted. You gotta make everyone attendee pretty fast because
Sure,
I don't want to call out anyone's name who's muting me. And if it comes in, I'll just write a name for that person. Just chuck him out of the training.
Sure.
No more.
And if you suggest, then I would not admit any more people, because if I admit them, they'll also become a presenter again.
No, the moment they come in, just remove them as a make them as a attendee. Nothing else.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So if you can keep doing that, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna do all this stuff. So in the background, if you can keep doing this stuff, and let me know if in case any time before that I go muted, just let me know, because I'll be leaving this screen and I would not be able to know that if I get muted or not.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll pause you whenever you get muted.
Yes. So Mohit, I believe you have checked the YouTube link over there. Could you share the YouTube link in the chat? You have
already shared it.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So let me just quickly now get going with this. Mohit, just keep me updated with my mic status and make everyone attendee, and then you know what to do after doing that, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Setting.
Do you want me to start the recording, or that YouTube recording is good?
No. This recording, we'll take this recording. This recording is much better.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Starting now.
Please.
Students, please do not click on the stop recording button. Okay, started, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chetan Singh. I'm the trainer with SCC Online. With me, I have my colleague, Mr. Mohit Singh, who's been talking to you in my absence while I was setting up this, this recording, this session on YouTube as well. Now, having said that, this particular software, that is Microsoft Teams, on which we're having this particular session, has a limit of admitting 350 people, which means that we can only accommodate 350 members on the session. So any of your friend who's trying after that limit has reached, he would not be able to reach out. We will not be able to admit him or her. So we have shared the YouTube link. Mohit, I will request Mohit to share it one more time. And you can share that link with the students. Or Neela ma'am, you can share that link in case some student approaches you and say that he or she can't see the session. So that person can join through YouTube. Couple of things that I need to ensure before the session starts. A respect for each other. That's one thing that I would highly appreciate during the session. We need to understand this is exactly like your classroom session when someone used to come to your college or your professor takes a class. How you are expected to behave in that class. The same expectations are expected in this session as well. Do not mute anyone. Do not remove anyone. Do not share your screen. Do not say anything bad on the chats. All these things are getting recorded, and as an admin, I have the rights to see that who's the one who has removed someone or who has muted someone. I have to just go back into my admin control panel. We can also go and do all those things. But I'm unsure. I'm sure, right? Every one of you are mature enough, and in case you're not willing to be a part of the session, you can leave the session, and I assure you that you will get your attendance. That's my guarantee to you. But if you're not really willing to sit on the session, I think it's better. You can invest your time somewhere else while we invest time with each other. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's start with this thought that we're gonna be helping each other in learning new things. So I'll be learning a lot of things from you guys by understanding that what is it that you're expecting from this session and how I can bring those answers to those questions, because there's a certain format that we follow, which usually covers most of the session, most of the features. However, the reason why Mohit was asking about certain queries like why you are joining the session or what is the purpose is because then we will be specifically addressing those points for sure. We'll not be leaving those points. This is the first time you are going to be going through the session, so we're going to keep it simple. The next time we come in, probably after a month or so, then we can we can bring it to the next level, and then the next session after that would be an advanced session. So we're going to keep it low today. We're going to keep it really, really simple so that you can understand what legal research is and why you should stop using Google and free softwares and start investing your time on these kind of legal research softwares which are approved by the courts. So first of all, welcome everyone. It's this session will be divided into two parts. First, we'll be going through the entire session of detailing of what SCC Online is all about. For some of you who do not have any idea about SCC, this session will at least bring you at par with others so that you can talk about it. You would know about SCC, how to use SCC for your benefit. And after doing this, during this session, when I'm showing something on the screen, if you have any question pertaining to that particular point that is being discussed on the screen, you can put it in the chat, and Mohit would be really active on the chat. Or if Mohit is giving a session, we might be shifting, I might be switching places over in between. I will be active on the chat, and we can read the question. And if something is relevant to that particular point, we will pick it up at that point of time itself and answer it. Otherwise, if you think that your question is not something that we have presented, it's something beyond that or something different, then I would highly appreciate if you can keep your questions for the last. So we'll be investing time for the question answer round separately. Yeah. And talking about the attendance and the recording, this session is being recorded, like I said in the starting, and we'll also be taking attendance. So we'll be taking the attendance the moment we have done with the detailing of the session. We will then, before we get into the question answer round, we will take the attendance. So if you do not have any question, you can leave at that point of time, right? If you leave the meeting after joining in, we'll be gonna stop anyways. We're gonna stop admitting people after another 15-20 minutes. We'll not be admitting any more people then, even if we reach or not reach anything. So that can happen. And for the students who are joining on YouTube, those who can hear me on YouTube, Mohit, could you just please confirm how many participants are there on YouTube? If you can see how many people are watching over there.
Just a second, sir.
Yeah. So you can put it on your iPad on the go so that you can see the live feed on YouTube. And if there is any problem, because I think I just left my iPad somewhere in the other room.
74 over there, sir.
74. So students who are joining us on YouTube, I would request you to please, because we would not be able to take your name from YouTube, because YouTube doesn't have that kind of interface that I can take attendance of the people who are watching it. So for the students who are joining from there, probably take a screenshot and send it to Neelam ma'am and put in your attendance over there separately. Okay. So let's start with this session. Let me quickly share my screen. That's the foremost thing for this session. Now my screen is being shared. I'm pretty sure of this. YouTube is not what I want. So let me just go to SCC Online. Now, I was listening to when Mohit was asking you about the remote access, that how can you, or is there any remote access software that you have in your university which you use to access all these softwares? And I think the common answer was no. But I think I can't recall the name of your remote access, but I believe there is a remote access software in your college. I don't know if Neelam ma'am can help me with this right now or not. But having said that, you're in the first year, maybe it's a thing that you don't know about it. So first and the foremost thing that you should get a hang or get the information is to reach out to your library in charge or reach out to your professors, your faculty members, and ask that how can we access SCC Online. Okay, SCC Online and other legal research softwares. The university has a lot of databases in their library, e-library section. So how you will access other softwares, you'll access the same way for SCC, or the same way the same process would need to be followed for SCC as well. So I'll leave that part for now, and I'll get to the main part, how we have to use this software, right? Now, the URL for this particular website is scconline.com. Okay, it is not SSC. I understand the law. It comes natural to us when we say SSC, because we have heard about Short Service Commission so many times that SSC is easier to, it just goes without thinking. But this one is SCC, Supreme Court cases. I'm saying it again because, if you write SSC Online, you will not be, landing on this page for sure. Once you're here on this page, there are a couple of things which will help you understand the software in a better way. First and the foremost is the data coverage. The data coverage talks about what all you will be able to access through this software. Now, I can take you through this list, but I'll just quickly give you a brief about it, just verbally itself rather than showing it to you. But showing you the list is right over here. You can have a look at it whenever it's possible. But just to give you a fair understanding of what we'll be able to access in this software, we have your entire Supreme Court of India judgments from inception, that is 1950 till date. We have your High Court judgments. We have your tribunals. Now, tribunals are the courts which are taking care of specific type of cases. Like I'm sure you must have heard about NGT, National Green Tribunal, which takes care of the environmental decisions. And then you have labor courts, then you have your consumer courts. So these courts are just like any other ordinary court that we have in India. However, these courts only take specific kind of cases, so which makes them an expert on that point of law. And there's hardly any latency in deciding cases because the judges are thorough with the concept. Because day in, day out, every day, from morning till evening, they're talking about the same point. So they have covered all the areas that are related to that particular topic. So tribunals judgments are available over here. Then you have your couple of high district court judgments which are landmark judgments and were decided at the district court level. So we have taken those. Otherwise, you don't cover district court judgments. Then you have your central acts, you have your state acts, you have your notifications, circulars, instructions, your bills in parliaments, your articles from 35 Indian plus 15 international journals, then your treaties and convention, Constituent Assembly debates, Law Commission report, other committees and commission reports. This is one side of this. Is all after independence data. But we also have before independence data, that is Privy Council and Federal Court. I don't know how many of you know about the Privy Council. I'm assuming that most of you should know about the Privy Council. So like we have Supreme Court of India right now, which is the apex court of India. Before independence, Privy Council used to be the apex court. So we have we have a Privy Council judgments from 1836 till 1949. Usually other service providers who would be giving you Privy Council, it'll be from 1907 or 1916, not prior to that. So you get more data from the Privy Council. And some of you must be wondering that why do I need before independence data? Why do I need historical data? You need to understand these judgments are of Indian Indian people. So though Privy Council was in UK, but India was being one of the colonies of Britishers. The cases were dealt of Indian people were dealt at UK level if they were following the hierarchy and going and appealing in the highest court of of that time. That was Privy Council. The best part is not even one judgment of that particular era of Privy Council has been ever overruled. And there's some fantastic judgments that we can still rely upon and derive some emphasis from the judgments and decisions that were decided back in time. So there's a lot to share today in today's session. Now there's a blog part as well, which I think I would request Mohit to cover it up in the last part of the session. But let's quickly log in. Once I log in, you need to understand, if you just type in SCC Online on Google, you will only get this option, user login, which will means that you'll be asked for an ID and a password. And if you only get this option, that means something you have missed out an important step of not logging through the remote access software. So you need to you need to access through this particular software through remote access. You need to understand these softwares are given to your university for a campus use. So when you are in the campus, you don't need any remote access. You're connected to the university Wi-Fi. You open the particular website, it will just simply give you this IP login. However, because you are sitting at home right now and you're accessing the database which are kept in the university, so you have to log in from your work or from your home to the university server and then access this particular portal. Okay. If you if you skip this step, you're not able to get access, right? So that being said, you click on IP login, and in IP login, you put in your email address and just simply say login now. Now, might be a scenario that it says login ID not registered like this. It might be, it's a high possibility it might say like that. If it does, you don't have to really worry about it. You don't have to reach out to anyone. You simply click on this, register here. You click on register here. It'll ask for your login ID. You put in your login ID where you put in your first name, or your full name rather, and register and login. And this will just simply give you access to this particular portal. Yeah. So now let's quickly log in and see what and how can we use this software for our benefit. Mohit, can I have a quick number? How many members are there? And if my voice is okay, it's audible, a quick check.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Your voice is audible. The YouTube number is 67.
Okay. Okay. And you're making people presenters from presenter to attendees, right? Okay.
Yeah, working on it.
Okay. Okay, going back. Now, when you log in, this is the screen that will be presented before you. Now, the screen, if you can see, there are different color tiles. One is research, which is blue color tiles. The other one is my library, which is red color tiles. And then you have links. Like I said a few minutes back, that we will keep the session concise today. So there will be few things that I will be covering. There will be few things I will be leaving for this session. Okay. Now to start with the first and the foremost thing, what is the difference between these three tiles? The last tile, which is more of a charcoal gray color, are the external links. So external links that is beyond SCC Online will not be discussed today. Then moving to the next one, that is my library. My library is literally goes with its, the functionality of this particular section goes exactly with its name. My library means it's actually a virtual library, right? So if you have been to any library in the past or in your university, you would know that if you want to access a particular, a set of information, you only go to that particular section in the library. So if you're looking for encyclopedias, you will go to that particular section where encyclopedias are kept. If you want to go for some historical or English reports or some international publisher, then there's a different segment for that. If you want to go for bare acts, there's a different section for that. If you want to go for articles, journal, there's a different section for that. So the same methodology, the same ideology is applied over here. Okay, so this is usually used. Browse features is usually used when you're one of those who wants to upskill themselves. So in those scenarios, you just want to just go and say, just give it to me what you have, show it to me what all I can access. So that's when the browse part comes in. We'll take an example of this for sure. And then comes to research. Research is about, you have to have something before you do the search. So you need to have a party name, you need to have a citation, a word, a sentence, a section number of an act, whatever that you have, you need to give it a search for something, and then you get the results. So let's start with this word search. Now word search works like a charm. It works exactly like your Google with just one exception. And that exception being that in Google, you have to specify each and everything. You have to specify what information you need, from which era you need, like which period of which time period you are looking for information from. You also have to mention, is it the region? Is it for India? Is it from other country? And things like that. In SCC, and when compared to Google, you don't have to write all that stuff because Google is meant for everyone. A fashion designer will go over there. A photographer might go and search over there. A mechanic, a scientist, anyone will go over there. And so Google has a biggest depository, which means that it caters to everyone. So that's the reason why you have to, call out your area of search. Now, let me give you an example which will help you, I think, understand the entire concept. And this is like a very important, the first example I'm going to give you is going to change the way you research. So please be with me, okay? And if you have any question on this, please, put it on the comment and put it in the chat, and Mohit should let me know about it. First thing, the usual tendency that we have, the usual methodology that we adopt when you're doing a research in Google is we write, let's say I want to see the latest judgment on murder from Supreme Court of India. So the normal way of writing this in a query in a Google would be latest Supreme Court. You have to write of India for sure, because Supreme Court has to be there's a lot of places. Latest Supreme Court of India judgments on murder. That's the usual thing, right? And you do a start search. Now, when you do the start search, what's going to happen? It's going to search for these words. It's going to search for all these words. That means latest Supreme Court of India and this and that. It'll search for all these words. Now you can see it, right? Now, have you got the results for murder? Yes, we've got the results for murder. Just excuse me for a minute. So, but however, is it only Supreme Court of India judgments? No. You see PNH, then you have the Supreme Court, then you have Himachal and others here. There are articles as well on this. So something is wrong. Have we got murder judgments? Yes, we got murder judgments for sure. Now what we can do is we can do the bifurcation from here itself. You don't have to do all the searches. So if you click on this plus sign, let me zoom in a bit. I click on the plus sign of judgments. So if you see, first of all, it says digest note, judgment, rules, articles, everything can be searched on the topic murder wherever it's been occurring. And if I click on this judgment, it says Supreme Court. I can click on only. See, if you click on only, and there's a privy council, if I click on only, what's going to happen is it's going to deselect the entire database and only going to give me 70 judgments of Supreme Court of India. The third thing that we asked for was a latest judgment. Is it a latest judgment? 29th of January? Not really. It's not a latest judgment. So what are we going to do? We're going to click on this and we're going to say sorted by the latest first. And there we have it. 2nd of December 2020 judgment. The second latest is the 2nd of November judgment. Now someone just help me out with this number. Okay, the total number was 463. Supreme Court had 70 judgments and the latest was 2nd of December. Let's go back, okay? How do we go back? We click on this icon over here and we go to word search again. Let's pick up our search. Now, if you realize one thing, the software does give you an option to select only Supreme Court. And it also gives you an option to sort the information by latest or the oldest. So that means we don't need this. So remove it. Just write the word that is required, the legal word that we are searching for, and start search. Now, if someone can recall the number, I think 648 total results, 70 Supreme Court, and 2nd of December, the latest judgment. We follow the same steps. We're going to do the same exact things what we were looking for. So we're going to go for judgments. And there we have Supreme Court. So from 70, it has been jumped to 5,300. Click on only. So 2 things done. Murder, Supreme Court, good enough. Third thing, is the latest judgment? Not a latest judgment. Sorted by latest first. Latest first it is. And there we go. We are talking about 2nd of December. Now, if you see the new result, we would have been missing the 3 new judgment which came after 2nd of December. You know, guys, this is really a funny thing because some of you will just go to the court with the previous search and shout on top of your decibel volume, say that, my lord, this is the latest judgment and this is exactly what we are asking asking for the relief in my case. And the other counsel would be like, who would have done the smarter search would have just smile at you and just wonder that, what kind of research that you have done. Because after 2nd of December, there might be 3 judgments, and 3 judgments might be totally against your case. And you had no idea about it just because you didn't know how to do research. Right? So this brings me to this one concept that I need to share with you. Keep it short and simple. You're not looking for a particular judgment. You're looking for similar kind of judgments. Every judge, forget about judges. Every individual has a different way of talking, writing, and speaking. So if you're writing how you would say this thing, you might find few judges who would resonate with the way you talk. However, the major chunk of people who do not talk like you do or I do, those would be excluded. Those judgments would be excluded, or their judgment would be excluded from the search. So it's always better to write the words which are the legal words, which in any ways they would have to use these words. They have to use only these words. Yeah. So that's the first search. Now, if you see, it has, let's see the bifurcation of 97,000 result. It says digest notes. I'll come to digest notes in a moment. It has judgments from Supreme Court, Federal Court, Privy Council, all the high courts. All the high courts are available over here. District Court, historical courts, foreign cases, other country judgments, Bangladesh, US, UK, Botswana, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, all these countries' judgments are available over here. Then international courts. International courts like ICJ, International Court of Justice and all, who are not related or not connected to one country. They're dealing with the cases of international importance or between two countries, dispute between two countries. That's when they come in. Then you have tribunals, then you have acts, then you have bills, rules, regulation, state notification, articles, treaties, constitutional debate. Everything has been searched together. Now, depending on what you need, you can click on that only option and it will only show you that. Okay, so that's the first part. Now, coming to the second column, it says Supreme Court, J3. J means it's a full judgment. It's not a head note, it's not an article, it's a full judgment. Okay, so J means full judgment. 3 means how many judges were part of the quorum. So this is judgment को कहते हैं फाइनल करने के लिए या कहते हैं केस को क्लोज करने के लिए जो जजमेंट लिखवाई गई थी, it was written by 1 judge out of 3. Now, okay, how do I figure it out? 3 number, because it says 3, so 3 judges were there. And now when I come on the judgment itself, it says Justice Chandrachud, Justice Indu Malhotra, and Justice Indra Banerjee. 3 names written over there. Out of 3, 1 name is in bold and hyperlink. That means Justice Chandrachud was the one who had authored the judgment, and the other Justice Malhotra and Justice Banerjee were the one who just sat on the quorum to give their opinion to Justice Chandrachud. Okay. Now, you can save it, you can email it, you can print it, all those sort of things, you can do it easily. But now let's come to this part, the digest note. What are digest notes? Now, guys, you will be told a lot of times throughout your career, throughout your student life, that read judgments every day. For students, because you need to update yourself what is happening in the fraternity. For professionals, same reason, and to fight a case. So there's no shying away from this. There's no hiding from this fact that you have to read cases. However, a case can be of a 2-page, case can be of 100-page, case can be of 1,000-page. And I'm not trying to scare you. There are cases which are running into 800,000 pages. Very common. Now, if a case is lined up, is scheduled for day after tomorrow, and you just have like a night or 2 nights before that, reading 800-page judgment would be a stupid mistake that you will end up doing. Right? And you might miss out the important point of law. So what we do, when I say we, I mean my team in SCC, what we do is we read the full judgment, and we go through the points of law which were discussed in the case, and then we make the head notes. So head notes are the summary of the case. Now, if a case has been decided, usually what we say is we label it. We label it by saying that, oh, this case is about kidnapping. This case is about murder. This case is about road accident. This case is about terrorist attack. We tend to label it off. However, any of these cases that I just mentioned, pick up any scenario, the case, even if the case is of terrorist attack or motor accident, there will be a lot of other things which will be involved. Let's talk about motor accident. So let's say, the car, the guy was driving and he hit a pedestrian, and the pedestrian died on the spot. Now, it will be a case of murder, yes. It will be a case of negligence of driving. The guy might be under the influence of alcohol. The guy might be speeding, so he might be fined for 10,000 rupees for speeding. Then racing or speeding, whatever it is. Probably, this guy was using a telephone or mobile phone while he was driving, or he didn't have a license. He was a juvenile or something of that sort. His paperwork were not there, the insurance, the car fitness was not there, the car brakes were not in place. There are a lot of other things, and he will be charged for the smallest to the biggest thing as well. Now, in order to understand the entire case, you would have to read the full case. Otherwise, you'll just be going with the label, motor accident. Okay? So that can be done through two ways. You read the full judgment, or you let us read the full judgment, which we'll anyways do it without anyone's permission, asking for permission. We'll do it anyways. What we do is we read the judgment and we make the head notes. That means that one judgment can have 20 points, can have 200 points as well. And what we do is we bifurcate the judgment into those 200 points. So you read that particular point of law, and it'll give you everything related to that particular point in one window. Also, in case the judgment has been if the quorum consists of, let's say, 11 judges, and 11 judges, 4 people spoke about that particular point of law, so their point of view would also be mentioned right over there. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. So that's the head note. Let me give you a quick glimpse of it. So let's say head note. So like we say J3 over there, 3 would already be there, but you will have a D replacing the J. So there we have it. So we have D3. It's a digest note. Now it says Penal Code 1860, Section 299 to 304, culpable homicide and murder is being discussed. And this is the brief of the case. So you read the brief, and it says this entire brief is coming from para 6 to para 10 of the case. So if this makes sense, you can simply jump to the case and read only the para 10 to para 9, para 6 to para 10. That'll give you a good idea. If not, you simply jump to the next note. It's a different case now. If it says Jugat Ram and this is Stalin versus State, this is talking about different points of law, right? So you can read about it. This one is a bold text, which is a head note, it's actual head note. You keep going further. Now this is being discussed about criminal law. This one is talking about Constitution of India. So Constitution of India, what is talking about murder? Why murder has been talked about under the constitutional matters. So then we can read about it. And again, the same thing. And over here, after reading the head note, if you think this is relevant to you, you can simply click on the citation. It'll open the full judgment in a different tab. Okay? You just gotta give me a minute, a quick minute. Sorry, I had to ask for a favor from my family for something. So, yes.
Sir, we have a question regarding the head note, which you were just explaining.
Please.
Can you please explain it again?
Okay, what part exactly? Because if I have to explain the entire thing again, that will take a long time. Let's be specific. What exactly the person couldn't really understand?
Sure. I'll ask Ms. Disha Arora again that what exactly she is looking for.
Yeah, you can probably make Disha for presenter for a moment. She can unmute herself and probably ask the question if she can, talk it out.
Sure.
So in the meantime, we are letting her unmute
The
herself.
paragraph part. She's
Okay, the
saying the paragraph part.
these paragraphs. Okay. So Disha, what happens is whenever the head notes are being made. So in a judgment, what happens is that sometimes one judge would let's take this example. Okay, it's talking about power of commutation and remission of sentences exercisable by president and governor under whatever. Now, if this is being talked now, there are a couple of judges who are sitting in the quorum. Let's say 3 in this scenario. It can be that 3 judges might say the same thing, or all 3 of them would say a different thing on that point of law, on that particular let's say we were taking an example of motor accident. Now, one person might say that, oh, this person was under the influence of alcohol and he was talking on the phone. So I think talking on the phone was more important, but alcohol was not important because he was not that drunk. Other judge might say that no, it was not the phone only, because nowadays everyone is so accustomed to the phone, they can manage the car as well. It is actually, he should be charged more for the, the alcohol bit. Now, when we are making a head note, we understand that this is talking about those 2 points, right? Now, because every judge is talking about those 2 points, what we're going to do is we're going to make a head note, make a summary of all 3 points, all 3 opinions of the 3 judges, and put it over here. So you can see what this judge said about this point, what this judge said on this point, and what this third judge said on this point. And these paras 4 to 8 signifies that this entire thing is discussed in the judgment from para 4 to para 8. So this is just summary of the case. But if you think this makes more sense and you want to read more about it, then we're telling you that you can simply jump to para 4 to para 8, read those paragraphs, and you'll have a better understanding of it. Yeah?
Sure. But she's also looking for an explanation on the head note, apart from the digest note, sir.
Mohit, head note and digest note are the same thing.
Like she's looking for the explanation while looking at the judgment.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. May I explain?
Absolutely, Disha, please come in.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I want to know that the short notes which you make after reading the whole judgment, how can we access those?
Oh, so those are called digest notes, and that's what I was showing you right now. So there are 2 ways to access that particular information. Now, how we can access that particular information, let me just quickly show it to you. One way is to, whenever you search for any particular topic, let's say we search for murder, and you go to digest notes, it will show you all the digest notes of all the cases that are talking about murder. So one way is going through this. So you'll see all the digest notes, all the head notes in one place from different judgments. However, if you're reading a judgment, okay, if you're reading a judgment and you want to see that particular case judgment head notes, then what we do is before each and every case. So let me pick up a case which is not new, because we take some time to make the head notes. So let's see. So like if you see this particular case, this is of Dilip Kumar Sharma versus State of MP. The head notes are kept on the top of the judgment. So even before judgment starts, this is not a judgment, it's just a head note. You see so anything that you see in bold, this is a head note. And from here, the judgment starts. The judgment of the court was delivered by Justice Chandrachud for himself and Justice Bhagwati. So anything that is a head note will be kept before just above the judgment as well. So you have 2 places to see. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, now moving forward with this. Now, while we're at it, let's talk about the couple of more things. One is that you can save it, you can email it to anyone. All those sort of things are okay. There's there are 2 important factors which, as a researcher, you would be doing a lot of time. Relentlessly, you'll be doing it probably every day. One is to copy a particular text from the judgment, and so that you can, paste it in your submission or in your on your compendium or in your arguments. You can you'll be needing those, the paragraphs. So I'll talk about the copy paste feature. Second is that you will be also be required to submit the judgments print in the court whenever you're citing a particular part of it. Now we need to understand, whenever we take a printout of a judgment and submit it before the court do not accept internet printouts. They do not appreciate, they do not really accept it. So the only thing that you would have with you which will help you cite your case in the court would be either two things. One would be, or two ways rather. One would be going to your library and doing a photocopy of the judgment, because that's an official report. So judges will rely on that. Judges will admit that particular document. Or you can go to the court physically over there and ask for a certified copy, pay a nominal fee, and get a certified copy of that particular case. The third option that I can give you right now is, see, you need to understand SCC is also a publisher. So whatever that we are making, whatever that we are publishing, that also comes on the portal, on SCC portal that you're accessing right now. So when you do a print option, let me just zoom in a bit. When you come to print option, there are two primary types of prints. One is a TP. TP stands for true print. And the other one is a non-true print. Third one is just a non-true print with highlights. So basically it will give you the non-true print and the murder word would be highlighted because that's the word that we are searched for. So it's the online printout. And what do you mean by online printout? Online printout would be the format that you see right now on the screen. So this format would be coming as a printout. So let me give you a quick look of that. Let's say non-true printout. It will not give you a option to select the page range. So you have no option of that. And within a few seconds, it will gonna populate a judgment, but an internet printout, which is not acceptable in the code, right? So this is how the internet printout looks like. Exactly the copy of what we were seeing on the screen. Then comes in what we can use in the code. That is this one and the first option, true print. So let me click on true print. Now in true print, things change. Things take a different turn altogether. Over here, it will ask you to how many pages of judgment do you need. So you can select that. Let's say, let me quickly say 4 pages and do a print. And I'm gonna load it up. Now there we go. Now those of you who have seen the judgments in the physical format, like in the law reports, the journal sections, would agree with me. This is the exact format of that. And there we have it: the first page, the second page, and the third and the fourth. Now this would be the exact print, and this is a photocopy of the judgment, which means that you can go to the court and submit this particular document as a as a proof that you're citing this particular judgment, and this is what was written in the judgment. And the proof would also come, this particular stamping will also come as a handy to make it a proof that this is an authentic document by saying SCC Online True Print. This stamping of SCC Online makes a lot of difference. You need to understand there are 14 state judiciaries, including Delhi, Maharashtra, Karnataka, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Kerala now, then what else? Bihar and other state judiciary, PNH, who have given SCC Online to all the judicial officers of the state. So they are all using it. Without, not to forget, a lot of high courts are using this software as a legal research tool, and Supreme Court is obviously using SCC Online as the official research tool. Even if you go to Supreme Court library, SCC is activated over there as well. So you can go in and you can use the SCC free of cost over there if you're in the Supreme Court library. So they've been using it. So there's a trust factor, there's a authenticity factor that everyone knows about. So you can simply use this. This cannot be edited. So if you're trying to edit this particular document, it cannot be edited. And that's what the beauty. That's where the beauty lies, because you cannot edit it. So judges, when they receive this particular document, they know that this is an authentic document. And now no mistake would have been there, and there's no editing or something would have been done by anyone. So that being said, that's the true printout. Now, like I said a few minutes back, that anyone name is in bold, that means he or she has authored a judgment. So over here, in this case, Justice Chandrachud and Justice Sarkaria had authored judgment, and Justice Bhagwati was just concurring with either one of them. Now, talking about copy-paste. Now, you cannot copy the head note or the digest note. That is not something which is possible, so you don't even try for it. It will not let you do that. So only the judgment portion can be highlighted and can be copied. So there are two ways to copy a particular judgment, or not only judgment, but the head notes, the articles, the bare acts, anything for that matter. You can highlight a particular segment of that particular document, do a Control-C, Control-V, and I'm sure everyone knows about it. I don't have to teach you how to do Control-C, Control-V, right? The other thing that I have to help you, and I have to bring it on to everyone notice is when you have a head note, the highlighting part would be disabled, so you cannot highlight anything. In those scenarios, in those cases, you would have these icons over here, these icons, yeah? So you have to click on these, do a single click on the third paragraph, single click on the second paragraph, okay? And then once you're done with, depending on how many paragraphs you need, you do that, and then you come over here, option, which is like a small tick on the document icon, and it says Smart Copy. You click on this. This will copy these paragraphs into a different window. And from here, you can simply highlight it as much as you want. Control-C, Control-V works like a charm. But now, you need to also understand what extra have you got. By default, your email address is mentioned over here. That means you can send an email to yourself. This entire document will go into your email. The party name which you did not write, the citation that which you did not select, has also been mentioned over here. Not only that, it also tells you that this is a citation of 560. However, this particular paragraph is coming on page number 562. And the para 1 is here, para 3 is here, para 2 is there. The sequencing is also maintained. So if I click on the para 5, para 1, para 4, it'll follow the same sequence. So that's a copy paste, that's a print feature. Let's go back now, clicking on this again, and go to word search one more time. Now we spoke about one word. What about if you have a sentence in your mind? Do not write the full sentence. That's my humble request to all of you. Do not write the full sentence. Like I said in the starting, this example which I gave you, it will search for everything and which will not make sense. And you need to understand why I say it will search for everything. It's not good. In Google, if you write 5 words, it will give you the best combination of 3, 2, 4, or 5. In SCC, if you write 5 words, and if 4 words are coming in the document, and the 5th word is not coming in the document, the result that will not come in the result. Because as per the research algorithm that we have made, anything that you write in the search, you want that particular word, or 2 words or 3 words in one document. Okay. So let's suppose I'm looking for cases of dowry death. Yeah. Now, if we were talking motor accident, let's take motor accident. Okay. So if I'm looking for cases of motor accident, and let's say talking about compensation and claim, this is my way of writing it, saying that just writing the main word, motor accident, compensation, and claim. You don't have to write appeal for enhancement of compensation in motor accident claim. Death of 9-year-old child, compensation, motor accident claim petition. Claim for compensation before motor accident claims tribunal. You don't have to write all those things. Because if you write those things, you know what will happen. It will search for each and every word. And those words, which are conjunction, which are verbs, are not important for my search. I'm not looking for one judgment, looking for similar kind of judgment on that point of law. So you write motor accident, compensation, and claim. Doesn't make a sentence, but does make a sense, if you know what I mean to say. Yeah. Now, before I go ahead, if you see, I'm going to put double inverted quotes around motor accident. Is it a mandate? It's a suggestion. Motor accident in double quotes, compensation and claim. Now, why motor accident is in double quotes? Because motor and accident are 2 words, but actually I need to search it as a one word. I don't want my software to search motor somewhere else and accident somewhere else. I want this motor accident as a word, as a phrase. So whenever you have phrases like locus standi, motor accident, um, license fee, public interest litigation, human rights, natural justice, all these things which are made of 2 or 3 or 4 words, put double word quotes. Okay, give you better results. Motor accident compensation claim, 3 4 words, start search. There we are. Motor accident claim. And if you keep going down, it says victim in the motor accident occurred with the territory of Roanoke Police Station, and they have filed for 2 separate claims for compensation under Section 166, read with Section 140 of Motor Vehicle Act, and there you have the results. So that's the simpler way of doing it. Okay. We'll come back to search if the time allows, but let's move forward. So this is the basic searches. Let's go to find case law section. In case you're looking for a judgment on a particular section of an act, then come over here. Let's take Contract Act, because I'm sure everyone would have started going with this. Now don't write the word Indian. So if it's like Indian Penal Code, Indian Contract Act, Indian Evidence Act for that matter, we've taken the word Indian from it. So just write the next word. So over here in this scenario, Contract Act. So just Contract Act. And let's take section 17, or let's say 17 itself. I can double click on this, or I can click on go. Either of the way it works, I can do that. And within no time, it'll give me the results on section 17. Section 17 of Contract Act would be presented in front of you. And that's how you see the judgments on a particular section of an act. Yeah. So there we go. This is section-wise search. We click on this thing again to bring back the dashboard. Moving to the next one, find by citation. Now, find by citation means that you have a citation with you. You can put in the citation and get the judgment with it. Now, the good part is you can have any journal citation. It's not a mandate that you have to have SCC. You can have AIR, DRJ, DLT, Martial Law Time, Indian Law Time, SCR, ILR, anything that you have, you can use them. And for that, you need to click on this drop down. Let me zoom in a bit for you. So you click on the drop down. You select your journal from the list. So whatever journal that you think that you have a citation of, you can do that. Or you can simply write, just SCC, or you can write AIR. So all the AIR, you can write DRJ comes over here. Anything that you have in your mind, right? And let's take SCC for example. And let's take 202001 and volume 1. There we go. And start search. I'm taking this year case. Ram Janam Bhoomi Temple case. I'm sure every one of you heard of it. Everyone would have their opinions about this case. We're not going to get into that, but get into the understanding of this particular software and how we can make use of it. So now if you see this, it says, now Diksha had a question that, how can I access this particular head notes? So the answer, though I would answer that question at that point of time, this will clarify more doubts around it. Now, if you open the case, it says the judgment is 1, and the digest notes, the head notes are 82. That means this particular case has 82 points of law which were discussed. Now, if you see this, Supreme Court J5, J means a full judgment. 5 means, the quorum strength, right? The party name, the citation, and the decision of date. The first point of law, which was discussed in this case, which is a very obvious one, property law. Ownership and title, possessory title, determination of absence of historical records. Now, this is a full judgment right now, what we're seeing. See, it's a full judgment, all right? Head notes and all stuff. But if I click on this point of law, there we have it. This point of law just talks about possessory title. the ownership and title. And if you scroll down further, it's a pretty long head note, if you can see, because the judgment itself was pretty long. So it was everyone had authored a judgment, so everyone had their views. So everything is mentioned in one head note about this particular point. Not only that, smaller subheadings were also made so that you can understand that, okay, this is talking about this is talking about this. And this is what we have done for the entire judgment. I'll give you more examples of this in the next example. Okay, so this is head note wise. So moving to the next one, find by party name. Now in find a party name, as the name suggests, you have a party name in your head and you just want to search with it. So you select your court first. Is it a Supreme Court in your judgment, or is it High Court judgment? Or if you have any ambiguity, if you have any dilemma around this or any doubts around it, you can select the word all jurisdiction. All jurisdiction means that it will search for that particular party name in the entire database. Yeah. Let's take this example, ADM Jabalpur. We'll just write ADM first. And let's see what all we'll get, because we're saying all jurisdictions. So all jurisdictions say 262 results. Wow, that's a whooping number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and just going to say Supreme Court. Let's see if something changes. 262 number should reduce 9. I remember the case that I was ADM Jabalpur. So I can just write that as well. Or I can just write the other party name that was Shukla. So I can do this. So there we have it, only one. This also brings me to the next point, that you do not have to follow a pattern that you have to write the first party name and the second party name. Then you can mix and match. You can write the first party name first name, the second party name first name, and the first party last name. Any way you possible. So like this case is ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla. So I can write ADM Shukla Jabalpur. So for some reason, if you say Shukla, and you don't write Shukla, if you don't say Shukla G, it sounds offensive, doesn't it? So if anyone is there, Mr. Shukla, with all due respect, Shukla G, I would love to say, but this is a party name. I can't put G over here. So let's go for Shukla. So ADM Shukla and this start search, and that's how you get the judgment. I click on this. We come to this part, select search by famous cases in a bit. So we search, either I can do a double click or click on go. In either way, it will open the full case. Okay. In the meantime, Mohit, if you can just let me know the numbers on Teams and YouTube.
Sure, just a second, sir.
Now, while we are doing this,
271 on Teams and 46 to 50 around on YouTube.
Okay, 50. Okay, cool. Okay. So Neelam, ma'am, if you're listening to us, there are 50 members, so don't get more than that attendance to anyone over there.
Even I circulated the Google form also. They
Okay.
have to attach the proof, and
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Perfect, ma'am. So, but I think the we keep trying to make sure that that people don't find other means and methods to forge the data, because this is data forging, right?
Yes,
But I
sir.
think people who are entrusted, I think they will find means and method to join the session. I would like to share a small quick story over here.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing training from past, I think 10 plus years now. And in my previous company, I've been working with SCC from past 8-9 years now. And in my previous company, there was this guy, Mr. Ishraf or Ishrani, some guy. And so I'm very particular, and Mohit would agree with me on this, that I'm very particular when I give breaks in my training. I ask everyone to get out of the training room and just go and take a walk and then come back. Because if you're sitting in the training room and you're, for whatever reason that you say, oh, I want to relax and all stuff, your brain is still in that room. You're stuck. Your brain doesn't get the, that the recharge doesn't happen. The refresh button doesn't work, if you're sitting in the same room. So you have to step out and then come back. So I should tell this guy that, when I'm giving you a break, you should go out, take a walk or something, or go to the cafeteria or just something, take a coffee and just come back then. And every time I used to come back, he used to sit. I could see him, standing outside some other trainings, listening to someone, or sometimes he used to get into the training room because as a trainers, we knew all the trainers and our trainees knew other trainees as well because they had joined at the same time. So he used to be very polite and say that, sir, can I also sit in this session for 15 minutes or something? And the trainer used to say that, please, okay, come. And this kept on happening, for a couple of days. And then I just got hold of this guy. Like, what's wrong with you? I kept telling you that, you have to stop doing this. Stop, just stuffing your brain with other things. You got to focus on something. And he said something which is very, very important, which is the crux why I'm sharing this, thing with you. He said, sir, ज्ञान बढ़ रहा है, ज्ञान हर जगह बढ़ रहा है, जितना बटोर सकते हो उतना बटोर लो. कैसा, that is my philosophy. That I don't know if this knowledge is relevant to me right now or not, but I'm sure this knowledge would be relevant to me in the future. So I'm gonna, open my brains, empty my bucket and get as much, fill it with as much information as I can. And, I would not lie on this. I was working with EXL prior to this. This guy, broke the, this history. He was the first guy in the company of I think 13 years of existence who became a senior executive in 6 months of joining, then went on becoming a team manager in 1.5 years. So when I was leaving and I met this guy, he was a team manager in 1.5 years. So, that kind of zeal has to be there. There's a very slight difference between a person who is average and who is good. It's just one thing. It's the decisions. Either you want to make it, you say, okay, it's no worries. Yeah, I don't know it, leave it. I'll do it later. And someone would say, oh my God, I don't know this. Till now, I didn't know this. I cannot delay it any further. So that's the attitude that you should have to go for. Attendance, no attendance, all these things are not important. Okay. Now let's come back to this. So when you open this particular case, ADM Jabalpur, on the top it says overruled in case Puttaswamy case. Right now, case Puttaswamy case, mein ye case overruled hua tha. This is a common thing that you will see everywhere on Google as well, that this particular case is overruled. So ADM Jabalpur case is overruled. But no one will tell you on which point of law it was overruled, which is a very, very important factor. Because no one will tell you on the which point of law it's overruled, because you need to read the full judgment to understand on what all points were cited in case Puttaswamy case from our case, that is ADM Jabalpur, and then what they were discussed in that case Puttaswamy case, and then you come back to this particular case and figure out that points of law which were discussed in this case, and then it's a long process. And no one is giving you head notes. Everyone is giving you summary of the case. Summary of the case is very easy. You read the case and you just comprehend the entire case in 100 or 200 words. It's very easy to do. Picking up the points, that's very important. So let me show it to you. So let's see this head note. Now this one says precedent. What is binding in a judgment? Now in this I say Justice Chandrachud. That means only Justice Chandrachud spoke on this point of law, and his view on this point of law is given over here. Let's go further. Nothing over here much. Now if you see obiter dicta, obiter binding effect, caution against following stray observations. Justice Bhagwati spoke on this, not Justice Chandrachud. So his opinion is given over here. What Chief Justice Ray spoke on obiter dicta is given over here. No one else spoke on this. And now when you go to this one, it says, generally, the Article 21 nature and scope meaning of it. What Chief said, that is given over here. Justice Beg's opinion is given over here. Justice Chandrachud's opinion is here, followed by Justice Bhagwati. So this point of law was discussed and 4 judges gave their opinion. And you go to the next one, same, but in this, Only Chirsis spoke. But at the same time, if you see, there's a new, member to the family, this red exclamation mark. Whenever there's this red exclamation mark next to the digest note, that means this point of law has been overruled. So this is overruled, this is overruled. Now, if I have to see where it was overruled, I scroll down and I get to see that it was overruled in KS Puttuswamy case versus Union of India. There we have it. And not only this, I'll give you one. I'll say, I will give you one suggestion going forward. Whenever you want to cite a particular case, open that case with the help of citation or a party name. Come to sub search and write the word overruled. Yeah, and start search. All the points which were overruled in this case will be filtered and put into a different, subsection rather. So all these points which has red marks are overruled. This one is not. Probably this word of overruled is coming in this. That's why it came in. And now, if you have to cite this particular case, all you have to see is, are these points of the law are the ones that you are trying to cite? If yes, sorry, hard luck, you can't cite it. If the point of law that you were trying to cite does not come in the list, is not appearing in the list, then you should simply go and cite that point of law. And trust me, you'll be shocking the other counsel, because that person will be thinking, oh, this case is overruled. I don't have to cite it. I don't even have to read it. But you will be giving a surprise to that person that, voila, there we go. And that's what differentiates between an average researcher and a good researcher. Okay. So that's a feature that I really, really wanted to show it to you. Let's move ahead to the next feature. Final topic, we leave it right now. Words and phrases. Words and phrases is about a dictionary. So if you're looking for a particular meaning of a particular word, you can simply type it over here. Let's say compensation order. What does compensation order means? So it says means an order granted by the magistrate on an application being made for the aggrieved person, this and that. So it just gives you that, and it also tells you then there's a definition given in section 2C of this particular act. Okay, let's see the meaning of compensation then. Now it says the meaning of compensation is mean any compensation paid and this and that. And now at the end, it says section 2 subpart 3, this is source. The second definition is coming from here, and this is a case citation. A party name is also given over here. That means this was defined, this particular meaning was defined in this particular case. The third definition is also coming from a case. Fourth is also coming from a case. Fifth one, let's see, fifth one is also coming from Sandvik Asia something. And then you see sixth one, it says making things equivalent, satisfying, or making amends, a reward for the apprehension of criminals. What? Now, what is this what? What is a Wharton dictionary of law? So what we're trying to say is you'll be getting possibly 3 or 4 places from where the definition would come in. One can be a dictionary, that is Wharton dictionary. Other can be a Bayer Act. Third can be a judgment, and fourth can be some other document if comes in. But 3 are clear here. So you can please use use the dictionary to understand the words. And not only this, because you're getting the meaning of the compensation word from this judgment, if you click on this citation, it will open the full judgment into a different window. Because if the word has been defined in that particular judgment, that means that judgment must be talking about compensation for sure. And there we can simply get the judgments. So you can get the judgments as well from here. Okay. Now this brings us to the end of the research. We don't have much time. Neela ma'am, if you can just help me understand, do we have time? How much time do we have? Accordingly, I will, leave this session, for the question answer, or go ahead with the other detailing.
So you can take your time. Whatever time is required,
Yes,
kindly continue your session, please, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So we'll do a quick one over here. This is very, very easy part. So let's do a quick one. Now, guys, especially for the first year students and also for the faculty members, if you have members over here, browse curated topics. Now, what this works as, like it says, curated topics, which means that someone just sat down, picked up a topic, and brought all the things which were relevant to that topic in just one place for you. So just to give you a quick idea, There are different headings: corporate law, commercial law, intellectual property, and all. Let's take environmental law, considering that most of you would understand environmental law pretty well. So let's take environmental law. Now, under environmental law, there'll be a subheads, subtopics, right? So it says climate change, noise pollution, pollution, hazardous waste, and all the stuff. Now let's click on pollution, hazardous waste, and waste management. Now, once I click on it, it says there's a statutory law, rules and regulations, case law, treaties, and convention. So if I click on statutory law, that means all the acts which are pertaining to this topic are given over here. So it says Air and Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act. The entire act talks about that. So the entire act, if I click on this, the entire act opens up over here. But if you see the last entry, it says Chemical Weapon Convention Act. And only section 7 talks about this particular thing: pollution, hazardous waste, and waste management. So only section 7 has been brought in from that particular act. So it will not give you the entire act just for the sake of it. It will actually tell you the section number which is relevant to you, and so that you can have a good understanding of that particular topic once you start reading more in depth. Then rules and regulation, all the rules and regulations pertaining to this topic are given over here. Then treaties and convention and case laws. Now there might be so many judgments on this topic. If you search for pollution, hazardous waste, and waste management, there might be 100 of judgment. But what we have done is we have picked up 2 judgments, which is a landmark judgment, which is very important judgments, not from India. These are from UK judgments, but these are important judgments as far as this topic is concerned. Let's take another example. Let's take conservation of nature and protection of environment. So now if you see, there's a constitutional document available over here. So 48A, 51A talks about protection and fundamental rights. Then statutory law, rules and regulation, notifications are going to. So notification, central government prohibiting sale of animals by zoo. Case law, treaties, committees, articles, everything is given over here. And now if you see the case law, there's only one. And this will keep on evolving, because this is a very, very new feature that we are doing. I'm going to take another example just to show it to you how this thing works. So I'm going to take in the corporate and commercial law. And corporate and commercial law, let's see what all we have over here. Let's take this competition law. In the competition law, if you click on case laws, you'll see a long list of case laws. Now, if you search for competition law in double quotes, because it's a phrase, you'll get 100 and 1,000 of judgment. But these judgments are the handpicked judgments. I will not say the word landmark, but important judgments which had made a significant contribution on this particular point of law. And you can simply read it, you can save it, do everything else that's off, and you're good to go. Okay. So let's go forward. Let's go further ahead. Browse law reports. I'll leave it right now. Browse judgment by court. Now, browse judgment by court. It helps you find the judgment with the help from the particular court on a particular date, on a particular month of the year. So I click on Supreme Court. It says 2020, 2020, which year, which decade of information do you need? I say I want the current decade. And which month? I say let's go for December 17th. And on 17th, there are 5 judgments were decided. So let's click on this, and the judgment will simply populate over here. So if you I think by now you would have noticed that it's only click, expand, click the subheading, click another subheading, and you can select the entry, and then it will be displayed on this particular screen. So it's simple as that. Move to the next one, browse acts and rules. Now you would be going through a lot of acts, not only in your college time, but even when you get into practice, or even when you are sitting in a corporate office, you have to go through this. Now, if I click on the central acts, there are central acts, state acts, and all. I'll just click on central acts. I can click on the Constitution of India as well. Article-wise information will also be given over here. And let's take Evidence Act. And click on the subheading of Evidence Act. The entire Evidence Act will open up, okay? Which is one big thing, which is good enough. You scroll down. Now, as you scroll down, you will see there's something extra which is not there in the actual bare act, which is this blue color box. And you scroll, keep scrolling down, and then you realize, okay, there's something more written to it. And let's take this example. Benefit of doubt. On this this point of law or on benefit of doubt of this particular act, there might be, again, the same thing. There might be so many judgments. But as per my editorial department, they say that this is one of the important judgment of benefit of doubt. And the text, what you see over here, the benefit of doubt to which the accused is entitled is reasonably doubt. Is a reasonable doubt, doubt which rationally thinking men will reasonably and whatever. This is the paragraph from the judgment. And if you think this is relevant to you, this makes sense to you, you can simply click on the citation, and this will open the judgment into a different window. The same thing. So you're being guided, you're being given information, on important things rather than you searching things and just getting lost with the information. You'll not be getting lost. You're just getting the information right in one place. Yeah, you can save this entire document as a bare act. Say in your machine. It will also include these blue color boxes, so don't have to worry about it. Okay, let's go further ahead of this. Browse articles. Now, like I said in the starting, that you will only go to the browse part when you want to upskill yourself, when you have time, or when you have the this mindset of learning new things. That's the time when this browse feature works wonders for you. Now, Law Review Journal. Now, if I click on Law Review Journal, all the journals that we have on this particular platform will be given in one place in the form of heading, topics, and by the volume numbers. So let's say if I click on Article Law Journal, so Article Law Journal 24th volume is given over here. And now if you see, rather than just giving me the pages number of the article, it's giving me the topics. Violence against women, cyber crimes, and cyber torts, analyzing the root causes of child trafficking, and using supply and demand logic over here.
Chetan sir, sorry to interrupt you in between. Some students might be leaving in between the session because they have some another meeting or so. So can you please also take the attendance if you suggest?
But I believe ma'am is saying that there's nothing. Neela ma'am, is there something lined up? Are the students saying that they have something lined up, Mohit?
Someone's like they are saying that they have some work, or I believe it's personal work also.
And personal work, then it doesn't really work in that way, Mohit.
Yeah, okay? Right. Okay.
Yeah. So now in this, depending on the topic of your choice, because see, a lot of times you search for something. When you search for something, you only search for something when you have something on your mind. But when you are open, you say that, okay, let me just read out what are the topics available. Then that's the time you simply go through this pattern. Okay, so you click on any of this, it will open the full, article over here, and you can simply keep going ahead of it. Going further, browse secondary materials will give you access to the bills in Parliament as if they were passed in one of the houses or as presented by one of the houses. And then you have your constitutional documents, which give you access to the Constituent Assembly debates. If you have not read the Constituent Assembly debates, see, a lot of times we talk about the Constitution of India is the backbone of Indian law. It is. But you need to understand also, the base of Constitution of India. The Constitution of India did not, what made overnight. It took almost 3 years, approximately 3 years, for 350 members who sat down every day, discussed about things, made things, did a bifurcation of what is legal, what is illegal, and all the stuff. All the things that we read today in the Constitution is a byproduct of the Constituent Assembly debate. So if you have not read about this, start reading about it. Start reading the volume wise. So you can start with the first volume that started in the year 1946, and you can simply go through it. I can give you this in writing. If any one of you who have read this Constitution Assembly debate before you get into the profession, you would be really, really thorough with the concepts. So it'll be the earlier you read it, the better it is for you guys. Okay, so do that off. Then you have your policy documents, other various areas. Let's say I want to go for education. So all the policies pertaining to education as a ministry will be given over here. Let's say agriculture, all the policies pertaining to agriculture would be coming in one place. So you don't have to search. And similarly, you have reports of commission and committees, all the committees reports and all. I think this is too much for you right now because you would not be going through committee reports. But in case you have to do it, you can come over here. Let me go to the last treaties. Are treaties? You know what are treaties like, so I'll leave that part. Last feature I would like to cover is browse code, mood code resources. A lot of you would be going for mood codes. A lot of you would have started going for mood code thing. A lot of times you skip or you can't make it to that particular mood code. In those scenarios, if you want to see that what was the problem, what was the discussion, everything, you can come to this particular section. Also, if you took part and you could not win, you came the second runner up, then also you want to see the the winning team memorial. That's also when you can help you. This will help you out. So let me take Amri Lucknow, and this one, it'll give you the problem. It will also give you the winning team memo from the applicant and the respondent side. So you can also have a look at that. So we keep on sponsoring a lot of mood codes. So this will keep on adding up. One last thing which I forgot was in Find by Party Name was this feature, search by famous case name. When you don't have the party name with you, when you do not remember the party name, but you remember the title which was given to that particular case. Like we give the title, right? Jessica Hatyalal, Nirbhaya case, Babri Masjid case, Sabrimala case, Redford attack case, Mumbai blast case. All these are titles, right? These are not party names. So when you have the titles with you, you can simply, type anything. So let's take triple talaq. The moment I triple talaq, it just gives me that. You will not get the drop down, by the way. I'm doing the drop down because I've searched for these cases. You have to search for it. Okay. So let's say LGBT rights. Johor, Navtej Singh Johor case. So that's coming. Click on it. Click on go. You're good to go. Yeah. I think that sums up the entire thing. There are a lot of things that we can still talk about, compendium and everything, but I think I'll leave it for the next session. We're not going to talk about it in detail today for that. And for all the help that you need, we'll be available over here. But there's a question mark which will give you two options: quick help and user manual. In the quick help, we will not talk about it. You can explore it yourself. View user manual. If you click on that, it'll open up a different web page. And over here, you can type in anything that you have doubts about. You have a copy doubt, how to do copy. You can click on that. It is how to do smart copy. A pictorial presentation would come over here. You say that I want to see how to do search. So you just write search. So it'll tell you that what all search method that you can adopt. So it will just give you that, right? If you say party name search, it'll tell you the party name, how to do party name. There are videos, there are everything. And if you want to see this kind of video, so this session video is already available on YouTube with the link that we have provided in the chat. That link will be active through forever. So you'll be able to see it over there. This particular session's recording. However, if you want to see in-depth sessions, like really advanced level of sessions, then I would highly recommend you either go to the YouTube channel or SCC Online YouTube channel, and you can see the webinars, or you can type in webinars over here. When you write in webinar, these webinars were divided into certain segments, like only talking about browse feature, only talking about search methods, only talking about party name and citation search. So those things have been bifurcated. So if you just choose one of them, how to use how to use the mobile app, that kind of thing. So you can choose, and then it'll show you a video format. You can listen to the video, you can follow the video, and don't get scared because some of the videos would be like one hour long. The detailing is not for 1 hour. The detailing is short because it's only about one particular feature. But we had approximately 2,500 people, 2,600 people joining us on the YouTube during the lockdown on each session. So their questions were being answered for 40, 45 minutes usually in sessions. So that has taken the time. So you can read, you can just listen till the time of detailing, and you can leave the question answer and move to the next search. Yeah. Now let me just quickly take the attendance for everyone. Mohit, these guys, Sneha and all, why are they joining now?
Just a second, let me check. Maybe they are reconnecting, sir. They were in the session before. They are just reconnecting due to some technical glitch.
Okay. So I'm gonna quickly take the attendance of everyone right now. So let me just give me a quick second. I'm gonna take the attendance, and there we. Okay. I think for some reason, I think we have to also stop the recording if you have to with the. Is that so?
No, sir. No. Please try again.
Okay, I think
Please stop
just
sharing your screen and then try again.
I did. So let me go and run onto my other laptop, and probably over there I can probably get the attendance from. This is a Mac. Probably Mac has some stupid things going on all the time. So let me go back to my window laptop. In the meantime, let's talk about the question answer. Mohit, you can take that section, and I'll just be back in a minute. Okay.
Sure, sir. Students, please post your questions. Apart from the login process, we are going to cover the login process again. So apart from that, please post your questions now. The question answers round is open. Please do not post your attendance over here. Only post the questions. Okay. All right. The attendance have been taken now. Okay. So the first question is from the student that is the most cited questions over here. That is, how can they log in via IP access? Like they have a different kind of remote access feature enabled by the university. So they just need some bit of clarification on that.
Mohit, you gotta repeat this thing because I was just hopping from one room to another room, so I
No
missed that
problem,
question.
sir. They just need a clarification on how they actually going to use the remote access software enabled by the university, whichever it is.
Okay, who has asked this question?
Most of the students.
Okay, so answer to most of the students is you need to reach out to your library in charge. You need to reach out to your professors, and they will be able to help you with that. I'm sure there will be a library session lined up by the university, which will take you through these basic nitty-gritties of how to access these information. So do not worry about it. Those softwares are meant for you. So though that training would obviously be, I'm sure they'll be lined up. So yeah.
Sure. The next question is, sir, please explain the overrule part again.
Overrule part. Raghav is like asking this question thrice, has already asked the question thrice. Please explain.
He keeps on posting the same questions 2 or 3 times.
Raghav, you have to wait for your turn. We're just going one by one. Okay, so overrule feature, right? So for the overrule feature, it's very simple. You open any judgment with the help of party name or citation because that will open a particular judgment. Mohit, can you see my screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, great. So you open any particular case, right? Once you open that particular case, you need to look for the red exclamation marks. The red exclamation marks signify that this particular case has been overruled or has been, is not overruled. So the simple way to go is you open the judgment and you do a sub search for the word that you're looking for. We're looking for the word overruled, so we're going to be doing a sub search of the word overruled. So now if you see that there are 52 points of law, 52 points of law, one judgment makes it 53. If you do a sub search of overruled, this will now decrease and it will only give me judgment the head notes or the points of law which have been overruled in some other judgment. So out of the entire 52 head notes, 49 are still a good law and 3 points of law, these 3 points of law have been overruled. So you cannot cite this point of law from this case that is talking about consultation when appointing a judge, or power of appointing a judge, and opinion of Chief Justice of India. These 3 points you cannot cite in any case. Rest of the 49 points of law, you can still go ahead and cite it. Yes, Mohit. Next question. Mohit. Mohit, are you there?
I'm really sorry. My mic was off and I was Give me some information. Okay, sir, please explain the elements of the citations that are written in the judgments.
Okay. Who had asked this question?
Just a second, sir. My PC got a bit of frozen over here. Just a second.
Ananya, you don't have to write your name over here. We have taken your attendance, so your name with which you have joined in would be going in the attendance. So if you don't have any question, you can exit the session. But yeah, if you have any question, you can stick around. So anyone who do not have a question can leave the meeting, and that's good enough. If you have any questions, stick around.
Sure, it was asked from Miss Ayushi Sharma.
Okay, Ayushi, the question you said that about the citation. Could you please explain it further? Mohit, could you just give rights to Ayushi? She can probably unmute herself. That'll be easier for her to ask the question.
Yeah, just a second.
Samir, you can leave if you don't have any question. Can we also access this portal on mobile phone? Yes, you can certainly do that. Your remote access will come in handy in that case as well. Can we get the whole case history about a certain landmark judgment or just the elements of it? Was this the question, Mohit?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not about citation. It's
this is a same question posted by the same person. Just a bit of a change over here.
Yeah, it's not about the citation. So it's about, can we get the whole case history about a certain landmark judgment or just the elements of it? So yeah, Ayushi, just give her the rights. Probably, she can unmute her.
I couldn't find her in the meeting, so I'm just allowing everyone in the meeting now.
No, ऐसे मत करो यार, ऐसे मत करो, ऐसे क्यों? Is Ayushi
okay?
there
now I found her. Yeah.
Yeah, found her. Okay.
Yeah. Just a second. Miss Ayushi Sharma, you can unmute yourself now.
What does that mean?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ayushi.
Yeah, sir, while you were explaining about the recent judgments, there was a citation named the year 2016 or something, and then bracket there's a number, and then SCC 512. So I just wanted to know what does these numbers explain about something.
Okay. I think this is something similar question that Gauri also has. Gauri Bansal has a similar question, something related to it. So I'll also read out Gauri's question. So first of all, Ayushi's question is about what is the citation? That's the citation that you're talking about, and what the citation consists of. So I'll explain.
I wanted to know each and everything about this. What each and everything matter means actually.
Yes, I will let you know. Now, that's your question. Second question that Gauri Bansal has asked, that the judgment says 1976 or 1976 is the year of the judgment, but then there is 521. What does that mean? So let me explain both the questions in one example. Now, if you see, it says 1981 supplementary SCC. Supplementary, just forget this supplementary. It just, let me just find a normal judgment for you guys. Wait a sec. Now you need to understand every journal, every publisher who publishes a judgment would have a different way of, writing the address of a judgment. Now, whenever you read a newspaper, okay, and when you read a newspaper, and let's suppose today's newspaper, and today's newspaper says on page 3 says that the vaccination for coronavirus is gonna be available in India by the month of March. And if you have to get the shot, if you want to enroll for this this entire process, and if you're more than 60 years old, please visit this website and fill up the form online. And now let's suppose you guys want to tell us about this information, that, oh, Chetan, you know what, this is what this is, and you might want to tell your parents about it. I'm like, oh, great. Where was it? And like, oh, in today's newspaper. Now, if you say in today's newspaper, you have to mention which newspaper, because there are hundreds of newspapers which are coming in. So we'll say, oh, Times of India. Like, okay, which one? Today's newspaper? You're like, yeah, today's newspaper. You're giving me a date. You're giving me a newspaper name. Then you say, like, okay, the main newspaper or the supplementary? Like the main newspaper. Okay, I'm on the main newspaper. Now, which page? You're like, oh, third page. Okay, where on third page? Second column, third paragraph. Oh, got it. So what you've done is you've given me an address. You've directed me to that particular, document. That's the same thing. What happens with a judgment? A judgment is published by 10 different publishers. 300, 400 members are publishers are there. Each publisher will publish a judgment, right, with their own inputs. Like SCC make the head notes. So that's SCC's input. When we put these inputs and when we publish it and we give it our own address. And that address consists of year, consists of volume number, and consists of page number. So you can find the judgment with the help of party names, but you can also find the judgment with the help of this. Now this is called as citation, which you see on the top. 2018-14 SCC 61. I'll talk about this in detail, what is what. So this is the address. This is called as citation. citation. citation, citation. Okay. And the second question that was, what does this means? Writ petition, sometimes say writ petition, sometimes say criminal appeal, sometimes say, SLP, whatever things. 835 or 2017, decided on February 23rd, 2018. So this means that first of all, this case was decided on in the year 2018 on this date. Okay. But this case was submitted in the court in the year 2017 under the head of writ petition number 835. Now, what does this means? 2017 का case आया था हमारे पास. Now, what does this mean is, let's suppose, now the cases can be of two types. Let me go very basic with this. It can be a civil or can be a criminal. Now, let's suppose it's 2021 in a couple of days, right? The first criminal case which will come in the court in the 2021, it will say criminal case number 1 of 2021. The second case comes in, and that's a civil case. That will get civil case number 1 of 2021. The moment the second case comes of criminal case, it'll say criminal case number 2 of 2021. So this is basically the original citation. This is the original citation of the case of the courts. So if you have to go to the court and get the judgment copy, then you will not use this citation of the journal. You will use this. You will go to the court and say, I want the judgment for writ petition civil number 835 or 2017. Then they will go and pick up the records and give it to you. Okay, so it's a serial number under a particular head consisting of which year it was submitted and under which head. And now coming back to the citation, this citation is 2018. That means this is the year. Volume number. Now in 2018, SCC would have published like 10, 12, 14, 16 volumes. Each volume consists of 10, 20 judgments, depending on the length of a judgment. Some volume would have only 2 judgments because both judgments were really long. In some volumes, volume basically means a book, one book, would consist 10, 20 cases as well, again, depending on the length of the judgment. So that's a volume number. And then you have Supreme Court cases, that is journal name. Which publisher? Volume ठीक है, year किसका है? Publisher का नाम क्या है? And this talks about the page number. So if you go to your library and then you have this citation with you, so first thing you'll do is you go to see where is SCC kept. So you go to SCC section, and then in SCC section you'll look for the year. So year is 2014. So you look for 2014 to 2018. So you'll go 2018, and 2018 you'll say which is the volume number. 2018 volumes would be kept in sequence: volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, and so on and so forth. That's how it is kept. Okay, it is year wise and then further volume wise. And you've picked up volume 14. So you pick up volume 14. to access this particular judgment, you have to flip to page number 61, and that's where this judgment would be presented. Okay.
Sure. I believe there's a question from just a second. Okay, Aryan Batra, can you please repeat the login process again? Okay, it's regarding the login process.
Okay, just like expiration in the sir, take session in 3-year law school also. Do you need you? Do you? Okay, how come do you request a company?
Type 1 SCC 1 and issue.
Okay. Sir, how can we go to D, digest note, instead of J, judgment, head note? Both are different questions, sir. Okay, Ayushi, yeah, it's a different question, but it's a related question. That's why I mixed it up. Okay. Okay, let's take this question. Sir, how can we go to D, digest notes, instead of J, judgment, head notes? Very simple. When you have when you have the results in front of you, just simply click on the head notes.
Yeah, sir, I've already answered that one. Yes.
Okay, great. So I can just,
one more question from that same person, I guess, Mish Tisha Roda.
Let me complete it. Yeah. So I can just simply click on digest note only, and it'll just give me that. In case you are in a particular judgment, then the J would be on the top, and the digest note will just follow, like we saw it in the previous example. So Deepika, we are not able to log in. It says login ID and password incorrect. Yes, it will say that because you would not require a password. You would be requiring a IP access. And I think just leave it for some time. I think Neelam ma'am, I would request you to, if you can just arrange a library session for them. They would know how to access SCC on and other portals. I think that is required right now. That's the major question. So that's the reason why I'm not showing the login process again, because it will not make sense unless until you know the entire thing. Okay, what about the attendance? Attendance has been already been taken. Also, you need just showed it with your verdict. So does it is one S? Also, you typed one SCC 1 and showed. So Disha, I'm sure by now you would have got your answer when why I wrote one SCC 1, because 2020 was the year. Volume 1 that's why 1 over there. SCC the journal name, and 1 again the page number. So that's why we wrote that over there. From left column, select digest note. Mohit, any other question?
Sure, so checking it.
Something. Login process.
So yeah, I guess you are also reading that question, which I am reading it right now.
Aryan Batra is pretty okay.
That has been answered.
Repeat the login process fastly. It's 5 now.
Just a quick question from Mr. Arjun Katyal that will the documents with the watermark are admissible in the courts?
Yeah, it is admissible in the court.
And
there's no IP login process in iOS app, I guess. No, Aryan, there is a IP login process, but again, we are missing out one step. You have to go through your remote access. When you go through your remote access, that's when the IP login will come in. Otherwise, IP login would not come in. Understand, if I give you a technical answer to this, your IP is not a static IP, is a dynamic IP. So if you log in today with one IP, tomorrow there'll be a different IP. If you reroute your, if you just reboot your router, it'll change your IP. So we can't be running after you, with asking your IP again. Your university has one IP which remains same forever. So that's the reason why you have to log in through your college IP and then come to us. It will make a lot of sense once you go through the library session.
Sure. There was some last question.
If we directly go to the summary of the certain case, will you be able to get the description about certain highlighted points? Will it be redirected to that particular point, or we will need to search that specifically? Okay, very confusing a question. If we directly go to the summary of a certain case, will be able to get the description about certain highlighted points? Yes, if you're going to a summary of the case, summary, that means if you're going to the head note, it'll give you everything on that particular point of law that is in, mentioned on the top. So you'll get everything information over there, and you will not be redirected. Will we be redirected to that particular point, or will we need to search that bit? No, if you search for a particular point, you will just land up to that wherever that particular point was discussed. Like we were giving example of in the starting, we searched with the word murder. So it was giving me results of murder from various judgments. And that doesn't mean that the case did not have any other point of law. The case might have 10 points of law, but out of 10 points, if murder was discussed in one point of law in that case, so only that point of the law was being pulled up from that case and presented before me. Now, if you see this, Soumya murder case. This is one. This is a judgment. This is judgment. Let's see the head notes. There we have the head notes. Now, if you see this, it says State of Rajasthan versus Santosh Tavita. That's one of the case talking about murder. There's another case, State of AP, Abdul Wahid, Mois Alullan. Okay, forget about that. Babul Sahu. These are different cases. So only that point that you've asked for as a head note will be presented over here, nothing else. And once you've read the full thing, then you can click on the citation that will give you the full judgment. So we have done that, sir. Sanjay sir, we have done the true printouts. We have done the parallel number appearing from where the point has been extracted. All those things have been covered. So that's why there's no question about it. How to go to digest notes of a particular case. I think I just answered that question. Please let me know, Urvi, if you just still want me to answer that question. Okay. Any other question that we can answer? Can we search it by title? Yes, you can search it by title as well, Urvi. So what happens, Urvi, whenever you're typing any particular word in word search, that's a topic itself, right? However, I'm sure you know about this part. The find by topic is exactly a topic-wise search. So depending on what topic are you looking for on a particular topic, let's say you pick up, let's pick up aviation law. Now in aviation law, it'll give you all the topics. Now depending on what topic you're looking for, you can select that and click on go. It'll give you all the judgments on that particular topic. Or you can do the word search that we've been doing earlier as well. Yeah.
Sir, can we search it by title?
Yeah, I think you just we lost you for a moment, so we answered that question. Will this session retain in YouTube? Yes, Rajesh, the session would be there with the same link. So you can use that link and you can come back with that link anytime or whenever you come back next time on YouTube. The session name is, I believe, SCC Online-VIPS, New Delhi. So you can simply go to that. Please open any Supreme Court case using party name. This will give you 2 folder digest notes, law point and judgment requested. So we can show it what sir is saying right now. So find a party name. Any judgment, let's say, Mohiji, good naam do yaar, party naam. I'm just blank for some reason.
Okay. Sajjan Singh versus State of Rajasthan or
चलो दूसरा खुल गया से कोई और है केस पर ठीक
है. Singh Golaknath.
Sometimes just go blank with the party.
We have so many examples.
Oh, this is not a good example. Let me just go for Golaknath. Golaknath had a lot of cases that actually makes sense. Golak. There we have it. One judgment, 120 points of law. Judgment kept separately, and then the digest notes are kept separately in the same window. Mohit, is that the YouTube that we link for today, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Shubham, I think Shubham asked for it, so I think it's relevant to everyone. Okay. Any other question? If not, then we can request Neelam ma'am. I think someone has raised his hand.
That was in the starting, I guess. Yeah, that has already been answered.
Okay.
I'll recheck the whole list.
No, there's no require. I think the hand raise comes on the top itself.
Okay.
You have made Sanjay sir as a attendee.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
Sanjay sir.
Sir, you can unmute yourself. I'm really sorry.
So,
Chetan sir, may I leave now?
ma'am, we can all leave. We can end the session now. I think the question answer are. I think now we've answered all the questions. So, I will.
Ma'am, you cannot leave till the time we are here. Because otherwise, who will take our attendance? We need to take each other's attendance as well. So you take our attendance and we will take your attendance. We'll confirm that you were there from the beginning till the end.
Neelam ma'am, I'm sure you know Mr. Kapoor. Mr. Kapoor is the senior vice president of the company, and I'm sure you would have met him in person as well. So that's what I was wondering, that why Sanjay sir is typing in the chat. Why is he not unmuting himself? Why is he not talking? Because I think we all trainers, including Mohit, myself, Sanjay sir, we can't hold ourselves. We can't be typing. We just want to talk.
Oh no, I think I found both of you were too busy in handling various queries. So when I found that I'm unable to unmute myself, so I started typing instead of disturbing any of you. So I continued, I think, making my inputs remotely, and I was enjoying. There was so much of participation. So in fact, I personally, I'm thankful to the management, ma'am, the faculty members that I have on, I think, this session, and all the students who I think have spared their valuable time to attend this meeting and participate in this session. And I'm sure the time invested is beautifully spent with my team, and they have gained, I think, sufficient knowledge to start a legal research journey on their own.
I think
this session is going to help first year sir. Asking so. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am, you can use the YouTube link as a video reference. So I think sir was asking for the YouTube video. So I will send this link on sir's WhatsApp and email if required. And I'll also send the attendance on the email. But thank you so much for overwhelming response. There were more than, I think, 400 members which were there in today's session.
Yes, sir.
Great
Yes,
session.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I think the grade goes to you.
It was really a great session. I enjoyed a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Listening to all people. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Mohit, if you can stop I'll stop the recording for you. And we will end this call for everyone. Thank you so much, Mohit, for being with me on this. And thanks to all the students on our behalf. Thank you, Sanjay sir. Thank you, Neelam ma'am. Thank you, sir. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.